Hello everyone, this is my 4th standard game of 2013. In this game I played Steve Lovell, who was a 135 standard. The time limit was 75 minutes plus 15 minutes at move 30. It was a Roger Goldsmith team match and I was playing for the Cambridge students against Bury A. And it was Division 2. Well, he started off with e4 and I played the French defence. He played knight f3. You may have recognised this position from my game against David Wood in the Rapid Play playlist. Anyway, he played something different, lucky him. e5, c5, and I placed this irregularity, b4. Don't know why he played it, and I don't know if it's a common line, but I think it was pretty bad. C takes b, d4, g6, a3, b takes a3, c3, bishop g7. So I play bishop g7 to castle short and then play a possible f6 and e5 and bust the centre open because I've got the bishop pair, well so does he, but as I'm a pawn up I would like to swap everything off and leave him with an isolated backward pawn on c3. He played knight takes a3, bishop d7, bishop d3, knight e7, castle short, bishop f4, which I don't quite get because it's blocked in. I think he should have developed the queen probably in that situation. I play knight bc6, queen d2, a6. This is to play b5, which stops the c4 advance, and it also plans a knight a5 and knight c4 outpost for my knight, which would be pretty good. Bishop h6, b5, h4, knight a5, h5. So he's going for an attack on the king side. Also, you may recognize this setup because when someone enters king side, obviously you should try and exchange the bishops for his king's bishop on g7 or on b7 if he had castle queen side. However, I suppose this h pawn advance is correct because he can't really make any headway on the queen side even if he However, he should have tried to double up, maybe, and go after this a-pawn here. But I suppose it can be accepted that he went for an h-pawn advance. So, knight b3, forking the queen and rook. This was a sacrifice by him, and an incorrect sacrifice. So, what he's saying is, queen g5, knight takes a1. So now he's saying, I'm going to play bishop takes g7, king takes, queen over check, king back, and then pawn forward. And ta-da, I'm going to get checkmate. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to see, so that you can see what he's done wrong. Okay, well, he plays this. Knight f5. Congratulations if you saw that in advance, as I did. Bishop takes, queen takes, e takes, rook takes, and rook f8. So now black is just clearly winning. 95. And now I start going downhill. Bishop c8, knight takes b5, bishop d7, and I get caught. So you may have remembered that in my first game I lost it on the opening. Second game I lost it in the end game. And in this game now I've lost my advantage in the middle end game. So you could say I've lost a game in every single part of the game. Bishop b5, knight takes, rook a5. Pointless because the rook was doing a lot more on a1 because it can come over onto the e file, b file, c file, d file, etc. From here, it's not exactly going to win a pawn or anything, is it? Rook c8, rook a3. So in a sense, it was a waste of a move. Rook d8, g4. The point of rook d8, it may seem pointless, is that I can then play rook d6 and attack the f-pawn. And that forces him to play g4, because if he doesn't play g4, then he cannot protect his f-pawn. So f takes, knight takes, bishop e2, attacking the knight and pawn. Knight e3, and attacking my pawn once again. So now I have to get my king into the game, and it's also to stop any mating threats, which he does have because of those two nuisances, which are called pawns on h6 and f6. Rook a5, which Again, he takes his pointless square, but he does have a reason to attack the pawn. Bishop b5 once, and we've reached the same sort of position. Knight g4, king e8, f3. Probably f3 was a wrong square to go to because it's a light square and my bishop's still a light bishop, so not the greatest idea in the world. King d7, king f2, rook c8, rook a3, king e6, king g3, king f5, rook b3, rook e8, rook b2, and I'm into his house, which is great for me. King g2, rook e2 check, rook takes e2, and then I have traded rooks and I've got the better endgame, so should be an easy win now. King f2, bishop b5, knight e3 check, king e6, king e1, bishop c4, and knight g4, so he doesn't take the bishop. a5, advancing the pawn, king d2, a4, and now he blunders, knight e5, king takes f6. Knight takes c4, d takes, king c2, king e6, king b2, and now I make a mistake, f5. I should have played f6 because if you play f5, then he plays f4 and you can make no headway on the king side at all. So king d5, I now have to play king e3, 4, king takes a4, king takes f4, king b5, king b4, king c6. So he gives up that pawn because there are more important things than a pawn. For example, a queen. f4, d5, so we've got a pawn race on our hands now. f3, d6, f2, d7, queen, queen, and now he gets his checks in. Queen d4, king f3, queen d1, king d2, queen d4. Always be careful because you can get your king pinned to the queen. King f2, queen h4, king f3, queen h3. So I'm trying to get my king over into the center here, and as you can see, already his pawn's under threat. So queen e5. Now comes in a couple of my checks, and I've traded queens. Now I'll give you about a couple of seconds to work out the right move here, and don't look at the notation. King takes c3, king e7. Now you have to take. King takes e6, king d3. You can't push your g pawn just yet because his king can reach it. King f7, g5, king g7, g4, king takes, d3, pawn raise, and now he thinks he's a bit clever going for stalemate, and I'm not that stupid. Not saying that I am stupid, but c3, and now he's in a zugzwang, which means that whatever he does, it is worse in the current position. Queen, king h8, queen h2, king g7, and now I'm telling him find another stalemate. So that was the end of that game, which I managed to win, as you can see, which was great for me because it was another team match won for me. I hope to see you again next time, where I will be playing Alan Norman, who was a 150. There was a bit of a time incident there, I'll tell you all about it then. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again soon.